All right, welcome to the end of the game. Here we are. It's right here. There is one final menu that we must do before the end of the game. And so the notes that I have written down here are a little out of date, and we're going to need to maybe update them at some point. But my new menu stuff is a tad experimental, so I haven't done it yet. But the important stuff is still here. Tifa, we are going to equip her with the Mistile and the Curse Ring. What the Mistile is going to do is it's going to make it so that she never misses again. Because the way that this game, the way that this game calculates hit percentage, it adds your own character's evasion rate onto your hit percentage as a flat percentage bonus. And the Mistile gives you a giant evasion rate bonus. And then also, the extra funny thing about it is that Death Blow is supposed to have a 1/3 normal hit rate. However, the percentage addition to the hit rate is added on after the 1/3 is calculated. So yeah, what this means is that Tifa with the Mistile on will not miss another Death Blow. She has a 100% hit rate on her Death Blows now. Curse Ring, of course, so that she's mega strong. All right, then we're going to go over to Sid and first do an arrange, and then I used to do remove MP Turbo and then replace Comet with Destruct. However, if you followed kind of my if you followed like the new version, the changes that I was doing from just the last episode, you'll know that Comet isn't even equipped anymore. So instead here, I just replace MP Turbo with Destruct. You know, just replace MP Turbo with Destruct. We're good. So then he should have enemy skill, HP plus, and Destruct equipped. Then Tifa, we give her 3 HP pluses, long range counterattack, added cut death blow. This is all bog standard. Counterattack is optional, as always. But then what's different is Elemental Rama. So this is the reason that we put Elemental on Power Soul earlier to level it up, is so that with a level 2 Elemental, we can attach it to Rama on Tifa's armor. And this makes it so that if she gets struck by Bolt 3, which Bizarro Sephiroth does, it'll do 0 damage to her and won't kill her. So this is a huge amount of safety. And once you've done that, we just gotta cure only Cloud and Sid. Don't cure Tifa, because she needs to stay in critical HP. And then if she's KO'd, Phoenix down and Trank her. If she's not KO'd, she probably has less than 100 health, and you should just high potion and Trank her to keep her in critical. And then, this is mega, hugely important, ATB weight. We must be on ATB weight because we are going to be weight tricking the hell out of these bosses. So let's see this from a visual perspective. I go straight to equipment, straight to Tifa, and give her Mistile, Curse Ring. And it's the top option on both of them. So it's just a boom, 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 right? And then pop square over to Materia, pop over to Sid, and then it should be just a, after you do an arrange, it's just a boom, boom to put Destruct on, because Destruct should be your top Materia, unless you didn't do Coral Skip. If you didn't do Coral Skip, then you have Ultima, and Ultima might be your top option, so be aware of that. Just look for a second if you need to, but as long as you don't have Ultima Materia, then Destruct should be the top one, and you just boom boom twice right here. I'm also thinking it's probably worth to R over here and get rid of Manipulate off Cloud at this point, because he doesn't need it anymore, and you don't want the double wide menu at this point probably. And then we get into the good stuff. Tifa, R1 down, give her HP plus, HP plus, HP plus, and then up here, I go up to the one that is above Chocobo Lure, right? So just one spot up is where long range should be. And then counterattack is 1 up from that. And then added cut is 2, or death blow, sorry, is 2 up from that. And then added cut is 3 up from that. 1, 2, 3. So it's like a long range, and then 1 up, 2 up, 3 up. And then Elemental is 1 down from that, and then you can R down and 1 down to Rama. So that's for Tifa's Materia. Then, if Tifa is KO'd, then you can easily just switch this to all and just queue her up. But if she is not KO'd, then you're going to want to specifically cure Cloud, hit up, specifically cure Sid instead. And then, here, if Tifa is not KO'd, you would just potion her, or high potion her once, only once. You don't have to max out her health here, she's just got to have, like, the 500. And then, but we are at the point where we can just Phoenix down her, and then trank everybody. Sid actually got tranked by one of the Jubs earlier. That's why he's already in sadness. But otherwise, everybody should be tranked at this point. And then once again, extremely important, you must put yourself in ATB wait at this point. All right, so what I do is on the final jump here, I just start buffering triangle in order to open the menu as quickly as possible. And then, whoops, first thing is down to equipment for Tifa. Boom, 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 boom. For Mistyle Curse Ring, pop over here, arrange, double tap that, get rid of that, come down here, HP plus, HP plus, HP plus. Long range, 1 up, 2 up, 3 up, elemental, Rama. And then, we are going to Phoenix down, trank, and then because I forgot to already heal, I guess we're going to do that now. And then, ATB wait. And so that's that menu at speed, you know, to show everything. And there you go. Oh, there we go. Jeez. I've been waiting for that all day. Let's talk about Jenova Synthesis, the first of these fights. Jenova Synthesis really couldn't be any easier. The build is complete at this point. We've got mega powerful Tifa, we've got Big Guard, everything, you know, we're HP plussed up, like everything is perfect here. And so all we have to do is cast Big Guard, mostly for the haste, but the barrier is nice as well. And then we are just going to wait trick death blows on her. Remember Diamond Weapon, you know, or just any of the other weight tricking in the game. It's like that, but we don't have battle speed maxed anymore, or we don't have battle speed reduced anymore. So you got to be quicker on your menuing and stuff here. So it's just Big Guard, queue up a death blow, hold time with your third character. It's really that simple. But remember, that's during the boss's turn. You do all that so that her ATB is pinned down now, and then once everybody else's ATB is empty, back out and defend, hold circle for Tifa's second death blow, and then I'm holding time. I then went into Cloud's menu to hold time. Not to wait trick, but to keep everybody's barriers high and to keep Tifa's death sentence high. But then, just like with Diamond Weapon, Jenova Synthesis, her turn is next, no matter what we do. So once Tifa's ATB empties out, then we just release time with everybody, queue up her death blow, defend, get into a menu with Cloud to hold time. Just like with Diamond, but a little bit faster now. Their ATB empties, so defend, hold circle. And then, one more death blow, and she's dead. Excuse me? Why is Tifa so weak? I guess we have a really weak Tifa on this one. I've actually never seen it take that many hits. Interesting. To show this fight one more time, very simply, once again, it is just it's just the same thing where during the enemy's turn we queue up our actions, which is at this point for the first turn is a Big Guard and a death blow, and then hold time with a third character. So Big Guard, death blow, hold time. And then the reason for our hold time is so that we can wait trick a Tifa turn. So we get Tifa death blow number 1. Defend and hold... Oh, nice crit! Defend and hold circle for Tifa death blow number 2. Hold time for our death sentence and barriers. Then it's Jenova's turn, so release everybody's time. Queue up a death blow. Queue up a defend. Hold time. Then, wait trick a second Tifa turn. And now here's what's interesting about, so here's kind of the difference with Jenova Synthesis, is that after the second wait-tricked death blow, she actually doesn't have battle animations anymore because she starts counting down. So at this point, I actually just start doing double defends, and usually she dies after the first one. So just double defend at this point, send Tifa out. And then, if Tifa's weak, you might have to do one more. We got lucky with a critical added cut on that one. Most of the time she dies on that one anyway. So now, at this point, it is time for Bizarro Sephiroth. Now, Bizarro Sephiroth is also extremely easy. We're gonna get an opportunity to menu here. And I would say if Tifa never got struck in the first fight, then don't bother healing her. If she never got struck, don't bother healing her. Otherwise, she should have about 3,600 HP at this point. If she has more than that, then she can handle having 800 some HP before she's out of critical. But yeah, again, a lot of the time you don't even need to cure her. But just, you know, be careful not to heal her out of critical if you're going to. Then, we just need to cure up Cloud and Sid. If you want to risk it, you can actually not even cure those two, and you can get away with that. But then when we get to Bizarro, it's the same exact thing. Big guard, and then wait trick death blows. The only extra note is to keep an eye on Cloud and Sid's HP, and keep in mind that one of them is going to get shadow flared. Maybe. One of them might get shadow flared in the safer Sephiroth fight, and so you might want to take some preventative measures for from them dying. But either way, as you mash here, eventually you will get a menu. So we just need to assemble the party again. And then as I do that, I glance at Tifa's HP. If it's over like 500, you know, we're fine. And then just the cures on those two is just the entire menu here. So then when you exit, you just mash until the fight starts. So one thing to be aware of here is that this boss does two things. It's got like two parts to it. One of them attacks the party and the other one heals. All of our attacks are going to be directed at the default target. So you don't need to worry about targeting here. Just queue up your death blows right where they default target. The only thing to think about with the two different dudes, with the two different Sephiroth parts, is that you want to specifically let them, at least the Bizarro Energy healer, you want to at least get the healer to get their first turn before Tifa death blows. You don't want Tifa to death blow and then have it healed right away. Instead, you want him to heal nothing because he's at full health and then Tifa death blows him. So for this one, just be sure to just like give him some extra time here at the start for time to flow. There we go, before we queue up the death blow, the big guard, the death blow, and then holding time. So here we go. This is a scripted fight. His first attack is going to be a physical attack. This is the only attack. This is the only attack that is any threat to Tifa. And so we hope that it's not on Tifa. If it is on her, she has a very high chance to evade it because of the misdial. If it does hit her, it shouldn't kill her, and then Bolt is not a threat either because that will do 0 damage. So really, this attack just kind of doesn't matter. The only thing that could be bad is if it hits Tifa and crits her. That would be a problem. But we'll see what happens here. It hits Sid. We don't care about that. Alright, so here comes Tifa's first death blow. Then, we wait trick a second death blow. And just proceed as normal. Release time now. Queue up that death blow. Do a defend. Hold time. Here's Bolt 3. It's best if it hits Tifa. There you go. It hits her for 0, as you can see, because she has Elemental Rama on her. Bolt 3 can be a problem because that's like exactly what will cause issues with the Shadow Flare thing I was talking about, where it could easily put Cloud or Sid below the like 2800-ish health threshold that you want. Anyway, let's wait trick another Tifa death blow here. And there you go. After the bolt, you wait trick another death blow, and he's dead. Alright, let's show another one here with a little bit different RNG. Also, reminder, it's because of Midgar raid skip that that we just still have the victory fanfare playing throughout this fight. All right, here comes that physical attack. This time it hit Cloud. All right, we don't mind that. Tifa attack number 1. Wait trick. Release time for his turn. Queue up Death Blow. Defend. Hold time. Here comes Bolt. It hit Tifa again. Very lucky. Now, so what if it does hit a character and we're concerned about their HP? If you still have an X potion, you can use that right here. Or you can high potion. Or Cloud has Cure 2 if you're holding time with Cloud. In fact, it might even be smart to intentionally hold time with Cloud on this part so that you have the option for Cure 2 if you wanted. But alright, so then defend. Wait trick her next turn out, and this should kill. So then this fight goes straight into Safer Sephiroth. Oh baby, it is time for Safer Sephiroth, the final battle. Now this fight is also very scripted, just like those last ones were. There are a few things that are going to happen in this fight. The first thing, you just need to remember your opener for this fight, really, and then the rest of it is just wait tricking death blows again. But so we're going to queue up Tifa, death blowing, and Cloud big guarding. It doesn't matter what order you queue these up in. This is actually always true. It doesn't matter what order you queue these up in, because you're holding time, and so they're both going to happen during the time that you're holding time. So yeah, big guard and death blow, but you specifically need to big guard with Cloud on this fight because Sid has that destruct materia equipped. Sephiroth is going to open the fight with a wall, casting wall on himself, and so we're gonna death blow into his wall for our first turn and hold time with D barrier so that we can then wait trick a second death blow. But instead of defending to release time with, or to, get rid of Sid's ATB, we're going to use the wait trick time hold to also cast the D barrier, and then that's going to let Tifa's death blow do full damage for the rest of the fight. Now, you might be wondering why we death blow into a wall instead of doing D barrier first. The reason that we hold time with the D barrier is because we absolutely cannot hold time with the big guard, because if we do that, then we don't wait trick, because we're not hasted. Being hasted from big guard is required for the wait trick to work, and so if we did like D barrier death blow, then we would hit big guard on the party, and Tifa would not get a second death blow because she's not hasted yet. And so you would actually lose damage. You would only get one full power death blow instead of a walled death blow and then a full power death blow from the wait trick, right? So you lose damage. We also cannot hold time on the death blow because the death blow is what we're trying to wait trick. Again, you would only get a single death blow if you did that. So the walled death blow is basically, free because of the wait trick. If we do it any other way, we don't get it. All right. So that is death blow, big guard, death blow, hold time on barrier. Now, at the start of the fight, characters get a little bit of ATB here, and you might as well queue up when you get it. Sometimes you actually get this turn off before his first turn, and sometimes you don't. But so we did the big guard. There's the death blow, hold time on D barrier. It's actually possible to get a death blow in before he walls here, which is pretty cool. All right, so there's that first death blow into the wall, and then, like I said, instead of backing out and defending like you often do with a weight trick, this is one of the times where we do an action instead. When we hit D barrier here, we hold circle for also getting the weight tricked death blow. Boom, boom, and then holding time on Cloud. All right. So now, Safer Sephiroth's next turn is always Shadow Flare. This is the moment in the fight that is the trickiest moment. If he right now, Cloud and Sid are healthy enough where they can both survive it, but that might not always be the case, and we're gonna have to talk about different situations for that. If it hits Tifa, that's where we're in the most trouble. So we'll see what RNG we get this time. It's always Shadow Flare at this point. First of all, release time. Queue up your death blow, queue up your weight trick. I always do death blow, hold time specifically with Sid, and then get into Cloud's item menu. So the reason I like to be in Cloud's item menu here is a specific reason that comes up later. It's to prevent accidentally buffering a spell with him. So we've got the death blow queued with Tifa, we've got a defend queued with Sid for the weight trick, and now we just got to see where this Shadow Flare goes, and we need to act accordingly. This time, it's on Sid. That's that's the best case scenario, is for it to be on him. Now, we are going to come up with a bit of a problem here. So it didn't quite kill Sid, but you'll notice it did give him a limit break, and we need to talk about that here. It's going to cause a little bit of an issue. So here comes Tifa's death blow. And now here's the deal. When I try to weight trick here, Sid is going to come up first because he has limit ATB. So, he's going to have very fast ATB from just having grabbed his limit. And this is something that you just have to learn to deal with. This is also why I was in Cloud's item menu, is because if Cloud got his limit here, and then I defended with him right now, he would get fast ATB. Basically, Shadow Flare often gives a character fast ATB that you now have to worry about on your next weight trick. So you have two options here. What you can either do is defend and then hold circle, right? To show that again. It's a double defend into the weight trick. You can either do that, or you can do Cloud's defend and then just triangle over to Tifa after Sid is full. I kind of prefer the triangle. It's a little bit easier for me. But remember, what's happening here, if you look at the ATB bars, normally when you release time with Cloud, Tifa's ATB would come up first. But because Shadow Flare gave Sid a limit break, boom, he gets his ATB really fast, and that screws up your ability to hold circle in order to weight trick a second death blow. That's what the whole issue is here. So what I kind of do is I still do the defend with Cloud, and then I just triangle over to Tifa, but you can also double defend. So defend, triangle over to Tifa. Oh, but that time, did you see? It's very tight. That time, I actually kind of like messed up my circle on Tifa's death blow. Which that's actually the reason that double defending can be good, is because you hold circle and it prevents that from happening. With triangle, you have to make sure that you did it right. So boom, but it's pretty tight to get that next death blow in. Then we do our next weight trick. Here's the deal with this part. After Shadow Flare, Safer Sephiroth always does a physical attack. And the physical attack always targets the player that has the most HP. It also paralyzes. However, Cloud has the ribbon equipped. So, unless he's going to die to it, like if the character with the most HP is in danger of dying to the attack, then you don't want them to be the one that you're holding time with. Because they'll release time when they die. However, Cloud is at pretty much full HP here. He's been defending. I believe the last thing I did with him was queued up a defend. And so even though we're back in his menu now, I did mention earlier, but in a different video, that if you defend with a character, they actually stay in the defensive state all the way until you give them another action. And so he should still be in the defensive state right now, even though we're holding time with him. So this is just perfect to just hold time with Cloud here. Yeah, it hits him for 577. That's nothing. He doesn't get paralyzed because he has a ribbon, and then we win. At this point, you wait trick your next death blow, and it wins the game. Congrats. So let's show potentially different RNG here. It's going to be the same starting RNG because it was already seeded when I made the save state, but we can get different RNG simply by holding time on D barrier for a different amount of time. Like if you're practicing this fight, you know, our starting RNG is the same because of when I made the save state, but RNG advances every frame, you know? So at this point, everything is consistent because it's just one animation playing after another, and you'll see all these damage numbers will be exactly the same as last time. But now, RNG is advancing every single frame. So whenever I decide to put this D barrier through, it'll be different from last time from now on. So let's wait trick that D barrier. Now we prepare for Shadow Flare. So that's defend with Sid. Item menu on Cloud. Alright, it's on Sid again. So I guess we're kind of repeating last time a little bit here. Alright, watch out for the limit. Wait trick that second death blow. Fully release time because it's Safer's turn. Hold time with Cloud because he's got plenty of HP and is ribboned. And then after this wait trick, we're done. And there it goes. Alright, so let's show another one here, and part of the reason that I mentioned all of that RNG stuff earlier is because what that also means, if you're practicing this fight, is you don't really have to do this opening every time. You can just make a save state right here on your D barrier, and you know, this is what seeds RNG for the rest of the fight, essentially. So just make a save state right here, holding time on your D barrier, practice the rest of the fight like this. Alright, so wait a different amount of time. Use the D barrier to wait trick that next death blow. Now it's time for Shadow Flare, so just release time completely. Queue up that death blow, defend with Sid, item menu with Cloud. Where's it going? It's on Cloud this time. So, remember, this means that now Sid is going to get attacked by the other attack, by the physical attack. So, now, wait trick, our next death blow, and then here comes the physical attack. So, release time, death blow, I'll defend with Sid, and then I'm still holding time with Cloud. Oh, but Cloud covers. Okay. I forgot to mention that sometimes Cloud can cover, and it would be very, very unlucky to be holding time with Cloud and then have him die to covering. That would be very bad, and it can happen. Alright, but it didn't happen this time. So, we still win. Yeah, and with Cloud having defended and having Big Guard on him, the physical attack that Sephiroth doesn't do very much. So wait trick and another death blow here. And then it's time for Shadow Flare. Release time. Death blow. Defend with Sid. That time I went down to his item menu. Alright, this one's on Cloud again. So now, let's say that that Cloud did die, even though you were holding time with him. If Cloud's HP was not able to survive Shadow Flare because maybe something happened on Bizarro, then I would recommend holding time with Sid instead on Shadow Flare. And to prevent that, if both characters are in range of dying to Shadow Flare, and that character then dies, and so they stop holding time, what happens is you miss out on a wait trick. And so I'll show you what happens if that happens. So we're gonna queue this up here. So Sid just got paralyzed, and now I miss a wait trick, right? So I kind of purposefully made a mistake there, even though Sid was going to get targeted by the physical attack and it paralyzes and he doesn't have a ribbon on. So this teaches both. This also happens if your character dies that gets shadow flared. If something happens where the character that you're holding time with loses their ability to hold time and thus a bunch of time passes, don't worry. There's an entire turn of leeway after the physical attack on this fight. So here we go. What happens is just hold time again, and his next turn that he does after the physical attack is he flies up in the air. And so at this point, Tifa hits him, and you win. And then there's her added cut, and then just wait trick another attack with her, and then you just win here instead. So if something happens where you miss out on a death blow or two with Tifa, because of like your held time character dying, getting paralyzed, something like that, don't panic too much. Just stay calm and reinitiate proper weight tricking at that point, because he wastes a turn after his physical attack. It is now time to farm Tifa getting shadow flared. Shadow flare. Here's Tifa. So, when Tifa gets shadow flared, here we go. There are two possibilities that happen at this point. With the misstyle, she's very likely to dodge it. If she dodges it, perfect. Continue the fight as normal, and you win. If she gets hit, however... Oh, she got hit on this one. I don't even need to show what happens if it misses her, because you just continue as if nothing happened and you win the fight. If she gets hit, however, you are going to lose a turn. And so we just need to take advantage of what I just talked about with the fact that he wastes a turn on his next phase. So what I do is Phoenix down, and then big guard. But when you big guard, don't hold time right away, and instead just allow Tifa and Cloud's ATB to fill back up. Then queue up the death blow with Tifa, hold time with Cloud, and then you can just continue weight tricking. Cloud got hit by the physical attack. No big deal. Weight trick another death blow because Tifa is hasted once again. So we can, we're weight tricking. And now he's going to do his fly up move. So release time, queue up your death blow, defend with Sid, hold time with Cloud, just like normal. Just a normal weight trick where you queue all that up during his turn where he flies up. Weight trick yourself or get the first death blow. Weight trick a second death blow, and he will be dead here. Yeah, the reason you have to big guard is it's not wall, it's haste. Big guard hastes. You cannot weight trick without her being hasted. So let's show one kind of weird thing that is different from what I just did. If you Phoenix down, and then you just queue up this big guard right away with Sid, it actually freezes ATB sooner. Do you see that? So that's why specifically what you do is we Phoenix down. You can hold time if you want here, but it's not even that important. But then release time before Tifa's up, and then death blow, big guard, hold time. And once again, the big guard is required for haste, because Tifa needs to be hasted for you to be able to weight trick now. Alright, release time. He's going to fly up. Or, release time, queue up your death blow, defend, hold time again. And there you go. So as long as you do the fight properly, you should never get pale horsed. You should never get supernovaed. That is how to handle the fight. All right. So let's say you're doing your best, but it's just not happening. You missed a couple weight tricks. Tifa got shadow flared. Maybe something happened, right? And like, oh no, he's flying up, and we haven't done nearly enough damage to him. The next thing that he does is Pale Horse. Basically, if it gets this far, you just really don't want it to hit Tifa. If it hits Cloud, it does nothing because Cloud has the ribbon on. If it hits Sid, proceed as normal. Sid might be a frog. You'll be fine. You might have to do two-person weight tricking, though. So he does Pale Horse. I would be holding time with Cloud here, because Sid might get put to sleep or die or something. Cloud's got the ribbon on. And if it hits Sid, just doesn't matter, you know. Weight trick yourself another hit. And then now, though, you may find yourself under the fire of Supernova. If even that weight trick wasn't enough, it's time to get Supernovaed. But we'll talk about that in a second. First, let's talk about what happens if Tifa gets Pale Horsed. So here, Tifa's getting Pale Horsed. That's a big problem. At this point, it's pretty YOLO. At this point, you just, like, Tifa is no longer useful. She is a frog. And so you kind of just want to use Magic Breath and S-Mines to try to finish the fight with Cloud and Sid, but it's gonna be a disaster. And so get ready for it. You know, just Magic Breath is good. Just do your best with ATB, and once you're out of MP, start using S-Mines. You're gonna get Supernovaed, though. And that's also gonna be a problem, probably. So when Supernova goes off, it's pretty devastating. It does a lot of damage, and it also does a bunch of status ailments. Wait, does it not do status ailments to your party? I thought it did status ailments as well. It might. At this point, just use every trick in your arsenal to attempt to survive the fight. It looks like Cloud got slowed here. But Magic Breaths, S-Mines, the Stone is pretty bad. The Stone has a weird requirement. I think he has to have a lot of health left. You probably won't see the Stone, actually. The only reason it just happened is because I purposefully left him with a ton of health remaining. But yeah, if you Magic Breath and S-Mine and stuff, and you got him at least close enough to being dead, then this is your option. And you know, I wish you the best. Oh, also, if he casts Shadow Flare on somebody, you can also cast Shadow Flare with them back at him, because it's a very powerful spell. But you're in dire straits, so it might not help. So, if you're worried about getting Supernovaed, then one thing you can do is actually, this chest right here has a remedy in it. So it takes some steps from you. So if you're not on a step route, then you just don't care about that. But yeah, you can grab a remedy from this, and that way, if Tifa gets turned into a frog, you can remedy her, and then continue the fight after Supernova and definitely win. The step route generally doesn't allow you to go out of the way like that. And also, if you do the fight right, you won't need it. But for safety, if you're worried about Supernova, that chest has a remedy in it. And I've got another tip for you as well. So also, I didn't mention this earlier, because, again, if you do everything right, then you won't need this. But after you grab the Mist-Eye from Tifa here, if you're worried about Supernova, or if you think you'll need it, you can actually stop by Kate over here, and he gives you an Elixir. So there you go. You can grab the chest for a remedy. You can get an elixir from Kate. Those might help you on the last boss if you're having trouble with it. All right, so here we go then. All that said, one last time, let's just go through the standard fights. We got Death Blow. We got Big Guard. Hold time on D barrier. He walls. We blast a Death Blow into the wall. Big Guard and Death Blow go off, and then we use our D barrier to also weight trick another Death Blow. Alright, Shadow Flare comes next. So release time, queue up your Death Blow, defend with Sid, item menu with Cloud. Where's it going? It's on Sid. He'll probably die to this. So actually, this is perfect. Let's now finally talk about two-person weight tricking. So if Sid dies, or Cloud dies, and you have to do this with Sid, you really don't want that, though, because his physical attack is going to paralyze Sid then, and you're going to be in trouble. So you hope if someone dies that it's Sid. You really want to keep Cloud alive here. But anyway, so now the next Death Blow is a weight trick Death Blow. So just like if Sid was alive, same as if Sid was alive, just back out and defend, hold circle, and then just hold time, right? Then, release time, queue up the Death Blow, hold time. Release time because Saphir's turn is coming next anyway. Ooh, nice crit. So, with 2 people, weight tricking is exactly like with 3 people. You just don't have to, defend with that third character. And there you go. So, Sid dying there made absolutely no difference. So yep, same thing. Just when you want to weight trick, do a defend and hold circle to weight trick that second one in. Then when the boss's turn is next, just release time, queue up your Death Blow, hold time with the other character. And then, once the Death Blow goes out, defend, hold circle, weight trick the second one. Very, very easy, very simple. With 2 characters, it's almost easier than with 3 characters, I think a lot of people would think. So there you go. So now it is finally time to talk then about the very, very final encounter of the game. The very last thing. So that was essentially the last boss. I would call that the last boss. However, there is one more encounter, which is when timing is going to stop. This is going to determine when time stops here. So here we go. First, we've got some text boxes here. We get a little FMV scene. So here is the big choice. On this section of the game, on this part of the game, you get access to Omnislash. No matter what you did in the game, your only selection here is to Omnislash. And so if you hold circle, Cloud will Omnislash Sephiroth and you will win. But it's actually faster. It's actually faster to go hands-free, because timing ends on the final hit of Sephiroth of Cloud's turn. So let's just talk about this real quick. Let's bring up the splits and let's actually time out the difference here. So the deal is time ends when the damage numbers appear for Cloud's last strike on Sephiroth, which for a counterattack is his first strike. If you do nothing here, what ends up happening is Sephiroth will automatically attack Cloud. He will do specifically, this isn't random, he will specifically do 30 seconds of Cloud's max HP in damage. So he will never kill Cloud, but he will very, very much injure him. Cloud will counterattack and you win. And that takes about... That takes something around just a little over 4 seconds. 4 1/3 seconds, something like that. And that right there, that is where time ends, is when Cloud strikes Sephiroth and the numbers appear. Now here's the deal though. If you want to be a real bro, if you want to celebrate, if you want to swag out, if you want to get the people excited and have some bragging rights for your run, you will hold that circle button. You will hold that circle button, and Cloud will strike 15 times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And... boom. So as you can see, it loses you about 15 seconds. Just about 15 seconds, maybe slightly more, it costs on your time if you would like to Omni/Sephiroth instead for big time swag factor. And there you go. That's it. That is Final Fantasy VII Speedrun, any percent no slots speedrun tutorial. Thank you for watching my tutorial. I hope that I covered all of your questions. If not, come find me live and ask me questions. You know, I'm always happy to answer questions live. Otherwise, you can you can join the Discord, ask questions there, get answers from any of the runners. Once again, I can't say enough. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot, and happy running.